Hello and welcome to the Revolut Insider Podcast, where we explore Revolut's rocket ship from the inside out, one episode at a time. I'm your host, Alex Kirill, and joining us today, we have Tara Masudi, partner and general manager for premium products based out here in London. Hi, Tara.
Hey, Alex. How's it going?
Great. How are you?
Excellent.
Thanks for being with us today.
My pleasure.
Taking your time away from your very important creation of premium products.
Yep, absolutely.
What does that mean?
What does it mean to create premium products?
Yeah.
I think within Revolut, you have different verticals of products. You have people kind of running those verticals with big teams supporting across the board. Every day, it's finding a new problem or an opportunity, solving it and implementing it, watching it kind of grow and thrive, hopefully.
Neat. And you've been with Revolut for quite a long time, actually.
Yep, 4 years.
Wow. How have you seen it change since you first started?
It's an interesting one. When I joined, it was a very different environment. I mean, fundamentally, the core of it was very much the same. You had a bunch of eager people, smart people trying to solve all the problems that they could possibly find. And that is very much still alive and well. There's a strong get it done mentality, still very much the heart of what we do. But, it was a smaller organization. There was less formal structure, I would say, when I first joined. And that has definitely evolved over the years as we've grown. And, our product suite has increased, our geographic footprint has increased, and the size of the company has also increased. So it's cool to kind of see how that's evolved over the last 4 years.
And I know that sometimes we refer to ourselves as like a startup still, but we're not a startup. But do you think that mentality is still alive?
I think very much it is, yes. I guess based on scale and growth, maybe we wouldn't be officially classed as a startup, but I think the startup mindset is definitely still there from everyone in senior leadership all the way down from what I see every day. Definitely, it's there. The way that we structure the company with these product departments that operate as their own entities. So almost each product department is a mini startup within Revolut.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, yes, absolutely, it's still there.
And imagine as a product owner and creating something from scratch, you really feel that startup mentality yourself.
Oh, absolutely. It's you've got products that'll be 0 to 1. You have products that'll be 1 to 10, and then you've got the products that'll be 10 to 100, and it just depends on which product you're working on, at what stage it is, and very much within that you have the autonomy to kind of operate as your own mini entity / startup.
Yeah. Wow. And tell me something interesting about you.
Something interesting about me. Well, I've been here 4 years. My career started off in the oil and gas industry, which is a bit random.
Okay.
And I think probably the only random exciting thing about me is before all of this in a previous life, I used to be a DJ.
Oh, wow. A DJ where? Like on the radio or?
No, I wish. I was never that good. I'm not going to lie. I did events and parties and stuff in high school, university, and a bit after university as well.
Neat. Yeah. I would have loved to see you DJ.
Yeah, no.
We're obviously wearing this equipment, the headphones and this microphone. Does it bring back any memories?
Yeah, I'm looking at your little equipment here, and I just want to play with the dials a little bit. Wika. Something like that, yeah.
All right, well, let's go back to Ultra. Can you explain what is it and why should we be excited about it?
So Ultra is our newest top-tier membership offering within Revolut. We launched in June 2023. Product's been live, kind of getting new subscribers and new members since then. It's been hugely exciting for us. It's a first of a kind subscription offering across such a broad European market, and we're really excited that it's gone live and we can see kind of how it's growing since then. It's a different type of travel and lifestyle offering. So on top of all the benefits that you get with everyday banking and investment products within Revolut, we've really tried to find like a nice balance of travel and lifestyle benefits to add within that as well. If you're looking at this kind of practically, let's say you want to go on a trip, you book accommodation like an Airbnb or something with Revolut. You decide for whatever reason you're not going to go, you can get a refund fully up to £5,000 without cancellation any cause insurance. It's really designed to give the user peace of mind, convenience, and access across the board. If you do end up, going on that trip, if you would have booked your hotels with your Ultra card, you'd also get 10% cash back on hotel bookings. And when you're actually like traveling in transit, I guess, you get access to over 1,000 lounges globally. You get peace of mind when you're actually at your destination. You've got travel insurance. You've got our best FX rates and limits as well. So it's effectively like from a travel perspective, it's just peace of mind, convenience across the board from when you book your trip to actually, being in transit to arriving at your destination. And then, that's just on the travel side. Then we have the lifestyle benefits. And this is where we really kind of want to do something a bit different with Ultra. So the idea with Ultra is really, your ultimate subscription plan. So one card to rule them all, as it was. So effectively, within Ultra, you get 9 additional subscription services to other partner services as well. So you've got Financial Times Premium included at no additional cost within Ultra. You get 20 ClassPass credits per month. You get 3 WeWork entries per month as well, on top of access to NordVPN, Deliveroo, and a few others as well.
Wow.
So all of those are included at no additional cost. So, whether you're at home or abroad, you can always kind of stay up to date, stay fit, and just live a little bit easier with just one single membership.
Can you walk us through how do you build a product like this? What's the process of designing it and getting it launched, or deciding which partners will be the best fit to accompany Ultra?
Yeah, so, we started off Ultra with just like an idea, an opportunity really, or that we could explore a little bit. We started to investigate, who would the user be? What do they look like within our existing user base predominantly? And, what are the things that they're currently using, currently spending money on? Like, how is that behavior? We ran a lot of surveys to try and understand really what the users wanted as well. And then based on that, we designed this package offering. We had a list of partners that we wanted to kind of engage with. We started reaching out to them and ultimately brought Ultra together as it is today. So we've got 5 new products launched as part of it, in addition to the core flows, and also onboarded 11 new partners for Ultra as well.
Yeah, congratulations on the launch and its success.
Yeah, the team did an amazing job at launching Ultra.
When I first heard the term product owner, I thought sales. And in some way it is connected, right? Because you're bringing a new product into market. But what I've come to realize really is that product owners are creative types that are solving problems and looking for solutions to address some market gaps. How important is creativity as a product owner?
Yeah, I think it really differentiates a good product owner from a great product owner. I'd be lying if I say creativity is my personal strong suit, but definitely in the team we have people who kind of bring that to the table, which is great. Now, when it comes to problem solving, you can come up with the most obvious solution, or you get a little bit creative and try and actually find like the best solution. And it's really that creativity that pushes you to go the extra mile and not just go with what's the most obvious approach. So, definitely, I think it's a huge differentiator, adding in that creativity element into the mix.
How do you differentiate between what the obvious answer and really thinking outside the box?
Coming up with the solutions for our products and designing them is really an iterative process. So we start with a problem statement. We gather as much information as we can about the users and what they would want, and it's ultimately all about the users, and customer centricity is like the most important part. And then we go through conceptual designs. We review flows at like different fidelity levels, and we get different people in the room, a mix of opinions, and you kind of like refine based on that. So you'll get some solutions coming out which are like, okay, well, yeah, this makes sense, it's obvious, but actually, can we challenge it? Can we do more? And when you have like different people in the room, I feel like you get like more creative ideas coming out from different places, and maybe even unexpected places as well. So we go through iterations and we make sure that it's the best solution that we could possibly come up with as a company.
What I love to hear that you're saying is we, and I think that's part of the team atmosphere, right, at Revolut, and building something together.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no I in any of these products, and the number of people that are involved in any single launch is absurd. And as the products get bigger and more complicated, so does the size of the teams that are actually involved.
Yeah, the dream team, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you think that Revolut supports us creative types? I'm going to put myself in there as well,
Love it. Well, I think Revolut really does foster a creative culture. You're always pushed to be creative. So it's not an environment that would penalize you for coming up with an outrageous or crazy idea. If anything, you get rewarded for it. And, we have this whole like new bets process at the moment where the idea is that you just submit an idea and it's examined to see feasibility, whether it's actually like a real problem that we want to solve. And then if it is, then you have the flexibility to kind of take that forward. And I think that is a true testament to showing that Revolut is really kind of pushing people to think outside the box, to be creative and not be restrained by the products that we currently offer and the features that we currently have, but really kind of go above and beyond.
That's great. And how do you think other companies can support their talented creatives as well?
Send them to Revolut. No, but seriously, I think with product, it is like a very creative job. And so I'm hoping that other companies are approaching it similarly, where they actually encourage people to be creative and take risks. And hopefully that's what they're doing. But I haven't worked in product in other companies, so I don't know.
No, that's interesting that you say that, because I think that sometimes we get stuck in one way of thinking, and having a push from the employer really helps to motivate us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think really the key is like if you want the people to be able to be creative, then you need to give them the space and the freedom to fail. And if your employees feel like they can't fail, then they're not going to take risks. They're not going to be creative. So you need to give them the space to take those risks, I think.
And sometimes we get a block, us creative types. Do you have any tips for overcoming these moments where we may not feel as creative?
I mean, personally, I live in a creative block, basically. I'm really not the most creative person out there, unfortunately. But I think, for me, it's taking a step back, really. I find when I like focus on one thing for too long, it really destroys the way I look at it. So I tend to take a step back, like whether that's going to the gym or I don't know, something, just do something completely different, maybe work on something different and then come back to it again. Give yourself the freedom to let your brain kind of take a break for a bit. The other thing I personally do is I'm really not afraid to ask other people for help and advice. So I will go to other people and be like, hey, look, I'm thinking this. What do you think? Ultimately, I'm the accountable person, but I can get opinions of other people and see what other people think as well.
Great. I love that. Are there any other Revolut products that we might see your signature on?
I don't think personally you will see my signature on anything. Everything we've done is a team effort, I would say. But as a department, the products that we own, in addition to Ultra, is obviously our other subscription services. So our Plus plan, Premium, Metal. So those are kind of products that we own within Premium. I've personally been involved in probably a lot of the last launches, but I'm not, I would never say that, it's my personal signature on any of these things.
Of course.
We also own Revolut Under 18, which is a kind of separate app for kids. So kids and teens, in fact, so from 6 to 17-year-olds, just before they turn 18 and go to our retail app. And that is probably one of my favorite products in the company. It's just a very exciting product, and we do own that. So that's it's always a fun one to work on.
What's exciting about it for you?
I think there's just a lot of opportunity there to teach kids financial skills. I feel like growing up, I definitely learned a lot of things at school that were pretty useless. A lot of things that were useful, I must say, but a lot of very useless things.
Never to balance a checkbook.
Well,
I'm dating myself, but
yeah, exactly. How much do you learn about finance when you're
or taxes?
Exactly, nothing. A kid comes out of school, they know nothing about tax, about ISAs, about savings, about these different kind of financial elements, basics, really.
Yeah.
And with the app, what we're trying to do is kind of bring that in slowly. We're not there 100%. And what I find very exciting about it is the opportunity to kind of build that out. And that's kind of what we're trying to do with Revolut Under 18.
How do you approach each new product differently?
The products are designed for our users, and users have different needs. So the products themselves may be very different, but the way you approach them tends to be the same. You identify a problem. You really try and gather as much qualitative and quantitative data as you possibly can, and try and really understand what it is the users want. What is the customer pain points that you're trying to solve. Once you've done that, then you design the user journey. You think that through, and then you actually put that on paper as core flow designs for the product. Then once it's been approved from a design perspective, it goes into development. The engineers do a great job at bringing it to life. We test it extremely thoroughly, and we gradually start rolling it out to our customers so that they can enjoy the products.
How long does that process normally take from conception to launch?
Honestly, it really depends on the project that you're working on. So Ultra, for example, is one that took us about a year to get from, actually even more than a year to get from concept to full launch. But if you look at smaller projects that we've worked on, it can take anywhere from, I don't know, if it's a very small project, maybe a month. We are a very fast-paced company. But I would say typically 3 months, depending on the size. What
advice do you have for other product owners looking to create their next project?
Keep it simple. I think that's the most important thing I've learned at Revolut. And I think, Revolut's doing a pretty good job at focusing on that at the moment. I've caught myself in webs of overcomplicating things constantly. But the first thing I'm looking for now in every design is, can we make it simpler? Is it like very clear for the users what they need to do? Do our customers actually, like, are they going to struggle using this product? And if the answer is yes, then you should not be working on that.
That's a great point to make. Well, we can't talk about building a product like Ultra without talking about our core values. They often inspire us to get it done or strive to deliver a wow experience, as you mentioned, to our customers. So how has Revolut's company culture influenced you on your work?
For me, the value that I've always resonated with the most is get it done. Even before I joined Revolut, I think that was like a core one for me. And seeing that in action in Revolut has just been amazing. Like every week we're shipping improvements to the app. Like the app is a living thing. It's changing literally every week. And I think that get it done mindset is really clear there. Every project that I've seen at a company level being worked through, just the sheer like execution nature is unbelievable. But one that I think that I've personally like developed quite a lot here, being in the Revolut environment, is never settle. So, I think constantly kind of working on these projects and products and being challenged by other people in the company constantly has really developed this nature of never settle and also think deeper. So really like understand why you're doing something and is it the best solution that you could possibly come up with? So for me, I'm very happy that I've developed that quite a lot over the last 4 years in this company. These
are values that I think anyone can apply in any situation, right? This never settle spirit, really go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, definitely applies everywhere in life, in work, and any company, frankly.
Nate, well, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with more insider views. This podcast is brought to you by Revolut Ultra. Enter a world of exclusivity with the Ultra plan from Revolut. From world-class travel to supercharged savings, Ultra is your ultimate Revolut experience. Ultra is only available in the UK and the European Economic Area. Terms and subscription fees apply. And we're back on the Revolut Insider Podcast here with Tara Masudi, Partner and General Manager for Premium Products. God, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
Do you have to write that title out every time?
No, not really. I just put General Manager.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah. Tara Masudi, General Manager.
Yep.
Oh, I like to add that Premium Products. It just sounds really shishi.
I love it.
As a longtime employee, I'm sure you've witnessed some great company moments. What's been the most memorable from your time here?
God. Do you mean on a project level or just generally speaking?
Sure.
Yeah, both. Okay, cool. I'll start with project level. I think for me, the most memorable project, hands down, will have to be Project Blue Sky, which was the creation of accounts for Ukrainian refugees during a rough period in Ukraine. And for me, it was amazing to see how the team came together to actually execute that I think we ended up launching in about 2 weeks. Yeah, something like that. So, Eric, one of the guys in the company, came to me saying that they were working on this and that they were planning on launching it within 2 weeks. And I said that he was absolutely insane. There's no way that we can do this. And, he put together a channel and I saw the channel grow from like 5 people to 300 people.
Wow.
Within a week. And we just had all hands on deck. Everyone knew why we were doing it, why it was important, why it was time sensitive. And we just powered through it, got it out, and the kind of receipt that it was very well received, let's say, in the market. And it was just incredible to see that happen. So I'll never forget that project. Basically,
wow.
It's absolutely my favorite project in the company. In terms of non-project related memories, I think, I've been here for 4 years. I've seen a couple of fundraising rounds, let's say. And I think the one that I remember the most, it's a very interesting atmosphere when we go through these fundraisers. You've got everyone working like crazy, blood, sweat, tears type thing. and then all of a sudden you get this validation of, okay, high valuation has grown. Investors are believing in you in the same way that you believe in the company. So it's a very like humbling kind of moment where you're like, oh, this is awesome, like actually paying off. I remember the last valuation we had, which was very high and everyone was really excited and we had drinks in the office and, Nick came and gave a speech and it was just, he was like super excited, super proud, and that was all great. But he did like end it with, and we're just getting started. So like, and we're going to focus on the next thing. And we have so much longer, like so many more things that we want to do. And it was just like a moment of like, oh yeah, wait, no, never settle, like really never settle. And he like really brought that to life. And yeah, I won't forget that one.
Wow, that sounds like a great moment to be part of.
That was awesome.
Well, what would you say to other people to incorporate that never settle attitude to kind of get to the next step of wherever they are?
Yeah, I think, in whether it's in your job or like a specific project or something that you're working on, it's always like, can you do better? Can it be better? Can it be bigger? In work, especially, I find if you're not kind of challenging yourself, if you're not in a position of like slight discomfort, then you may not be kind of pushing yourself hard enough. And my advice would always be to not be afraid to be uncomfortable. And really, if you feel like you're not learning in a position, then move.
Okay. Talk about moving. I know that we always try to grow at 10x, right? At 10 times the speed to continue disrupting the financial industry. So when you're not working, the next best thing here at Revolut, what do you like to do in your free time? How do you unwind?
I'm quite boring as a person, I would say. I like to really just spend time with my friends. So whether that's, going cafe hopping on a Sunday, just exploring different parts of London, or it's going to a crazy party or something on a Friday night with some friends. As long as my friends are there, I find it kind of a relaxing setting. So I tend to do that in my free time. Otherwise, just sports. I would say like I love skiing in the winter, summer tennis. I've recently started learning how to surf, which is awesome, although not in the UK.
I was going to say the Thames?
No, I've been going to the Americas for that, which has been great. But I say all these things and it makes it sound like I'm really good at all these sports. I'm not good at any of them, but I do enjoy doing them. So yeah. You
had mentioned going to the Americas and you live in London, but your accent is not a British accent.
Nope, you caught me.
Yes? Okay. Can you tell us where you're from?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm from Iran originally. I've grown up between Iran and Canada. The accent is very much Canada. And despite having lived in the UK for the past 15 years, I can't seem to shake off the Canadian accent.
It's funny because when I go back to LA, people say that I have an accent. I said, I'm from LA. And they said, no, you sound like you're from Europe. And I said, I guess because I've lived in Spain, so maybe it rubs off sometimes.
Yeah, I get that as well. It's like this weird international accent that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
And also like you start using words and saying things in a way where when you go back, you're not quite, from Canada anymore, but you're also here, not British. So it's a nomadic life.
Are there any words that you say that are a giveaway that you live in the UK?
Yeah, absolutely. Quite. I use that a lot. Things like that definitely give it away quite quickly.
Yeah. Being from Canada, do you ever go back and work from abroad? Because I know we have this global mobility policy where we can work from other locations for now up to 120 days in a 12-month period. Do you ever take advantage of that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. My family live in Canada, so and I actually have a lot of friends in the US as well. So I tend to extend my Christmas breaks and my summer breaks to stay a month or so on either side within North America, basically. And I travel around Canada, US. I've been doing it since we implemented the policy. It's great. I get a lot of extra time with my family. It's awesome.
And also makes that long flight worth it, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, rapid fire questions.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, coffee or tea?
Coffee in the morning, tea during the day.
With milk?
Yes.
Both?
Little dash of milk. If it's black tea, not with herbal tea. I'm not a monster.
Okay, favorite book?
Brief Answers to the Big Questions, the last Stephen Hawking book. I loved it.
Any movie quote that sticks out to you?
Houston, we have a problem. Seems relatable.
Top travel destination on your bucket list?
I haven't been to Japan. I really want to go. And part of the reason I want to go is to see the Japan office and Yoko and the team over there.
Hey, shout out to Yoko.
Love Yoko.
Your morning routine essential?
Yeah, so if I'm coming into the office, definitely go to the gym before I come into the office. But I really am not a morning person, so it takes like a village to get me out of bed in the mornings. So on a weekend, just chill and have a coffee.
Okay, since you were a DJ, I have to ask, what is your go-to song to get people up and moving?
Yeah, this is going to be embarrassing, but I feel like these old school kind of mainstream songs are the way to go to really get people up. It definitely never hurts to throw in an ABBA. And if you want to be a little bit more modern, you can go with Backstreet Boys or something.
Oh, wow, yeah. I was going to say NSYNC because, they're making a comeback now.
I'm so excited. You have no idea.
All right. And last question here. If you could swap jobs with anyone at Revolut, who would it be?
That's a hard one. I really like what I do, to be very honest. So I don't think I would want to switch with anyone. I quite like the department. I love the team. The only thing I would say is like, if I had the creativity bone, I would love to like see how things happen in the creatives department. Maybe I would learn by being there. I'm not sure, but the creative side looks really fun.
Hey, well, maybe there's a spot here on the Revolut Insider podcast for you.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, our time is almost coming to an end. So I just wanted to ask you, what advice would you give to yourself when you were just starting out in your career?
Honestly, it's this idea of pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. So especially early in your career, if you feel overly comfortable, probably you're not pushing yourself hard enough. So don't be afraid of the scary unknowns and challenging yourself outside of your comfort zone a little bit. And make sure you're always learning in your job and what you're doing. It's super important.
I love that. And something for even me to remember as well.
Yeah, for everyone.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Tara, for being here. I really appreciate you sharing your time. Of course. This has been the Revolut Insider Podcast. You can click subscribe and follow us on LinkedIn and at Instagram at Revolut Insider. Thanks for tuning in to the Insider Podcast, where we explore Revolut's rocket ship from the inside out. Until next time, remember, the sky's not the limit, it's just the beginning. Revolut, change the way you money.